Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to a special episode of Pokemon Blue. So, I have taken the time to fill out the Pokédex. All 151. I'll be honest, I did have to cheat for some of them, but, you know, I tried to get the ones that I could legitimately. But we're gonna start from the top. We're gonna go all the way through all 151 of these guys. So let's take a look at Bulbasaur first. Okay. 2 feet tall, 15 pounds. Ivysaur is 3 feet tall. Looks a little different than Ivysaur does in like later generations, which I think is one interesting thing about going through Gen 1 Pokédex stuff is mostly just seeing how their designs have changed a bit. Some of them have like slightly changed. Some of them I would say are pretty different. Like Venusaur looks pretty much the same as like it does in like later generations. But Ivysaur, you know, I would say it's changed a bit. Charmander. Same with Charmander. Like the general gist is there, but it does look a little bit different in later generations. 2 feet, I mean. Okay. Charizard. Charizard is 5 feet. I am taller than... It's weird to think that I am taller than a Charizard, but... weighs 200 pounds. Yeah, Charizard also looks different than it looks in later generations. Known to cause forest fires unintentionally. Sounds, kind of silly. Squirtle looks about the same. Wartortle, pretty similar. Uses its ears to maintain balance. Interesting. 3 feet tall. How big is Blastoise? 5 feet as well, so I'm still taller than Blastoise. I think the only one that is like taller than me is Venusaur, and it's probably because of the plant on its back. High-speed tackles. Caterpie. Caterpie looks pretty much the same. Weighs 6 pounds. Is 1 foot tall. Metapod. Okay. Butterfree. Interesting. Still pretty small. 3 feet. Weedle. It's a bit heavier than Caterpie. Weedle looks pretty much the same. Hairy Bug. Interesting. It's the first time... Is it called the Hairy Bug Pokemon in later generations? And then Beedrill. 3 feet still. Next is Pidgey. It looks like a bird. Pidgeotto. So Pidgeotto is very territorial. 4'11". Rattata. Rat. Bites anything. And then Eradicates. To be fair, a 2-foot tall rat would probably be kind of terrifying. Wait, did it say something about its tail getting cut off? Whiskers. Okay, it's whiskers cut off. Okay. Spearow, tiny bird. Spearow looks a little bit different, I would say, from later generations. Spearow. Okay, I had to look at that. I couldn't see its face in its sprite there for a second. Ekans. It's a snake. And Ekans does look a little like a little weird. It looks like sickly. Like that's the best way I can describe it. It looks sick in this generation. 6 foot. At least long. And is that this? It's saying it's eggs of birds such as Pidgey and Spearow whole. Okay, I was saying it ate them whole. And then Arbok, 11. I think that's the tallest Pokemon so far. Differ from area to area. They never incorporate that in a Pokemon game, do they? That'd be kind of cool to have like Arboks with different like regional markings on its chest. That'd be cool. Pikachu, fat Pikachu, chunky Pikachu, and then Raichu. Pikachu and Raichu look pretty much the same. I mean, Pikachu has gotten skinnier. You know, he's not as chunky as he is in this, but Pikachu and Raichu for the most part look the same. Raichu's only 2 feet tall. Interesting. Always blows my mind how some of the Pokemon sizes. It only emerges to hunt for food. Interesting. Sand Slash. 3 feet. Nidoran. Poison Pin. A little small. Smaller horns. Yep, makes sense. Nidorina. Prefers physical attacks such as clawing and biting. Nidoqueen. We used a Nidoqueen for this, Selpy. Its hard scales provide strong protection. Uses hefty bulk to execute powerful moves. It's 4 foot tall. Still bigger than this thing. You think a Nidoqueen would be bigger. I don't know. I'm still like 2 feet taller than this thing. It's weird to think about. The Nidoran male. The larger its horns, the more powerful its secreted venom. Nidorino. I mean, Nidoking's gotta be pretty tall, right? Nope, I'm still taller than a Nidoking. It's so weird. I mean, a Nidoking could probably still kill me, but it's weird that I would be 2 feet taller than it. Clefairy. There's many admirers. Do we find a Clefairy, like, regularly? I don't remember. I don't really remember. Clefable. Interesting. Vulpix. We used Vulpix Ninetales for our LP, I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've done anything for Pokemon Blue. So I'm trying to remember a lot of the stuff that happened. Splits from its tips as it grows older. Interesting. Ninetales. Could result in a 1,000-year curse. Interesting. Okay, yeah, Jigglypuff looks like it's seen some shit, man. Like, it's those eyes, those Jigglypuff eyes. Wigglytuff. Oh my god, Wigglytuff is even worse. What the heck is up with those eyes? Oh my gosh. It's like staring into my soul. Oh yeah, let's get rid of Wigglytuff. Zubat looks pretty much the same. Perpetual Dark Places. Has no eyes. But it evolves to get eyes. Golbat, I love Golbat's Gen 1 sprite so much. It's pretty stupid. Also, Golbat's freaking huge. 5 feet. That's a big bat. Imagine finding a 5-foot tall bat. It will not stop draining energy from the victim, even if it gets too heavy to fly. That sounds awesome. Oddish. Little plant. Interesting. Gloom. Gloom. The Oddish line, if I remember, also look pretty similar to like what they look like in later games. Interesting. Vileplume. Vileplume looks like its body looks a little off. Especially those arms. Very noodly. Paris. Yeah, Paris looks a little bit different. I don't know, something about it looks a little more like bug-like. The mushroom on its back row by drawn. Okay. Parasect. Parasect looks pretty much the same. Too bad Parasect sucks. I've always liked the design for Parasect. But gosh dang, it sucks. Venonat. Venonat looks pretty much the same. It's insects. So are there non-Pokemon insects? That's what I get by from that sentence. From that Pokédex entry. Venomoth. Again, it looks more bug-like. Like, I feel like it's later, like, designs, like it's Gen 2 on design, or at least Pokemon Yellow, it becomes a little more anime-esque. But this just looks like a bug. You know, it looks like a moth. Which, I mean, that's what it is. But, you know, you try to kind of understand what I'm saying. This is also almost 5 foot tall. I wonder if... Yeah, it says height. I'm going to imagine this ignores wingspan. And just say that Venomoth is 5 feet tall, because that is a huge moth. That would be terrifying. Diglett. Diglett is really tiny. But it's adorable. And then Dugtrio. Triggers huge earthquakes by burrowing 60 miles underground. Meowth. Yeah, Meowth looks pretty much the same. Destroy circular objects. Interesting. And then Persian. Classic cat. Persian looks pretty much the same. So it's fickle meanness. Psyduck. Yeah, Psyduck looks pretty similar. Pretty much the same. It's still weird that Psyduck and Golduck aren't psychic types. Or water psychic, at least. Duck. Golduck looks a little weird. Like it kind of looks like the Wish version of Golduck, you know? That's what it looks like. For the Japanese monster Kappa. It's always weird when these early Pokemon games really like to reference the real world. Oh god, freaking good old Mankey. Look at those arms, man, just exuding raw power. Like, oh man. Mankey looks a little different, that's for sure. Primeape. Yeah, Primeape looks pretty much the same from what I remember. I feel like Primeape in later gens has like bigger arms? I don't know. Like it's a little bulkier, but I could be totally misremembering. Growlithe. Yeah, Grab looks a little derpy. It looks a little weird. It's mostly the face. The body looks pretty similar. It's the face that looks kind of odd. Arcanine. I actually really like Gen 1 Arcanine look. I think it's pretty big. 6 foot. Weighs 342 pounds. I think it's pretty. That is a big dog. But yeah, I really like the way Gen 1 Arcanine looks. It's pretty nice. Pretty majestic. Poliwag. Again, close, but something about it is just kind of off. And then Poliwhirl. And Poliwhirl looks pretty similar. At least its eyes don't look super messed up. Interesting. Poliwrath. Yeah, Poliwrath looks how I imagine it would look. Front. At both the front crawl and breaststroke. Easily. Okay. Thanks for letting me know that Poliwrath is really good at the breaststroke. Abra. Yep. Kadabra. 4 foot. Special alpha waves from its body that induce headaches just by being close by. Interesting. Alakazam. Outperform a supercomputer. Its IQ is said to be 5,000. So I know I use an Alakazam. Machop definitely looks kind of weird. With its weird... It just looks weird, you know? This guy has kind of like a weird fish body, and its abs / rib cage looks like xylophones. Yeah, it's weird. It also has noodle arms. Machoke also looks off. A power save belt to be able to regulate its motions. Interesting. Machamp. Yeah, they all look kind of just a little off. I'm also taller than a Machamp. I mean, a Machamp could totally like tear me in half with its 4 arms, but I'm taller than it at least. Clear over the horizon. Bellsprout. No, we used a Bellsprout. Weepin' Bell. Flycatcher. Interesting. So it likes to melt things with acid. Victory Bell. This line looks close enough, you know. Deep Jungle, although no one has ever returned from there. That's cool. Ooh. And then Tentacruel. And then a 5 foot jellyfish. There's some big jellyfish out there. Like how long their tentacles are, if I remember. Geodude. There's Geodude. Yeah, Geodude looks weird. It looks like he has some hair. And again, with the noodle arms. Yeah, Geodude just doesn't look right. Graveler. Yeah, Graveler looks pretty much the same. You think a being of pure rock would be more than 232 pounds, but... whatever. Golem looks really weird. It looks like too smooth, you know? Something about it. And the face looks weird. But this one makes a little more sense weight-wise. 662 pounds. Oh, wow. Golem does have some pretty high defense. Ponyta. Interesting. I don't think I ever knew that about its hooves. Yeah, Rapidash looks a little different. I don't hate it though. I don't hate the sprite. Interesting. Slowpoke. There he is. Takes 5 seconds for it to feel pain when under attack. Interesting. Slow bro. So to feed on the host's leftover scraps. Interesting. Don't want to know what leftover scraps means. Uses anti-gravity to stay suspended. Appears without warning and uses Thunder Wave and similar moves. Magneton. Together. Frequently appear when sunspots flare up. Interesting. Farfetch'd. It is used much like a metal sword. Doduo. Doduo looks a little weird. Fast foot speed. Leaves giant footprints. Dodrio. How come it gets its third head? Yeah, Dodrio also looks kind of different as well. While 2 heads sleep, 1 head stays awake. Seal. I guess I just don't remember the, probably because I think of Dugong when I think of this. I never think of Seal with its little horn, because Dugong also have, yeah, it does. I must just misremember the little horn. I just don't remember it. 8 knots. Interesting. Grimer. Yeah, Grimer. Looks like Grimer. Sucking up looted sludge that's pumped out of factories. Muck. Interesting. It has footprints? You think it just kind of, like as a slug, you know, just kind of moves like that. But apparently Muck has footprints. Shelter. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a shell. And they do have some crazy good defense. Yeah, Cloyster looks a little different. Never been seen. Lovely. Ghastly. Gas. It's 4 feet. Didn't think it was that big. Hunter. You think Ghastly would be like only like a couple feet tall or something, but no, it's kind of big. Haunter is bigger than Charizard and stuff. Is to mimic the shadows of people and laugh at their fright. Onyx. Onyx is pretty big. Yeah, 28 feet, 463 pounds, but despite all of that, the thing has crap attack. Poor Onyx. Drowsy. Drowsy looks like identical. Drowsy looks exactly like how Drowsy looks like in other generations. Hypno. Yeah, same thing as Hypno. Hypno looks pretty much the exact same. Sign moves such as Hypnosis and Confusion. Grabby. Grabby looks very crabby in this one. Like he just looks like a crab. Again, it looks like more like realistic in the later one, like versions. Like the best way I can describe it is like more anime, you know, a little more animated. But Krabby here just looks like a crab. Kingler. That's a lot of crushing power. Voltorb. Yeah, Voltorb looks pretty much the same. I mean, it's just a ball. And then a good old Electrode. Too bad Electrode sucks in this generation. To be fair, I don't know if Electrode's ever been good, but... Execute. Egg. The egg Pokemon, I guess. Executor. Coconut, 6 foot. Cubone. Marowak, Bone Keeper. Yeah, Marowak looks a little different. Hitmonlee. Yeah, Hitmonlee looks pretty much the same. Hitmonchan. Yeah, Hitmonchan looks like a little different. Like something, again, a lot of these are like close, but there's like something slightly wrong with them. Or something is very wrong with them, like Geodude. Lickitung. Yeah, like Lickitung. It's those eyes. Those lifeless black eyes. Yeah, I would not want to be licked by Lickitung. Coughing. Yeah, Coughing looks pretty much the same. Probably not a good idea to explode. Wheezing. Gosh, this thing just looks like it's in constant pain all the time. Poor Wheezing. Rhyhorn. Yeah, looks pretty similar. I would say Rhyhorn actually looks like more intimidating than its later designs look. Rhydon. Rhydon looks pretty much the same. Interesting. Chansey. Yeah, Chansey looks a little weird. Cool. Tangela. Vine. It's Vine shake as it walks. Kangaskhan. Parent. Till it is 3 years old. Garcia. With precision blast of ink from the surface of the water. Interesting. Capable of swimming backwards. Interesting. That's cool. Goldeen. Yeah, I feel like Goldeen looks a little different. It's a goldfish, though. The Water Queen. Go down. Seeking. It's got some big ol' lips. Big ol' kissable lips. I would not kiss a Seeking. I'm good. Thing is 4 feet tall. I wonder if that includes its horn. Staryu. Interesting. And then Starmie. The 7 colors of the rainbow. Uh-oh. Some people value the core as a gem. So do people like hunt Starmies and like kill it for its gem? Probably. In a messed up Pokemon world, I'm sure. Slap around with Thanks, Mr. Mime. Scyther Mantis. This Scyther looks pretty much the same. With ninja-like agility and speed, it can create the illusion that there's more than one. I like Scyther. Jinx. Human shape. It seductively wiggles its hips as it walks. It can cause people to dance in unison with it. I'm not even gonna say anything about Jinx trying to be seductive. Nope. Interesting. Magmar. With its ass head. I mean, the thing literally just has like a butt head. It literally is like a butt head. Pincer. Pincer, yeah. This is another Pokemon where I feel like it gets like more quote-unquote anime in its later designs. It looks very bug-like in Gen 1. The big thing that changes are its eyes. But for the most part, the design is pretty much the same. It's just the eyes that change. Tauros looks a little different in later gens. Again, I would say it gets like a little more anime. Magikarp. Magikarp looks the exact same. Or Magikarp. Gyarados is 21 feet. I imagine that's from like tail to the tip of its head or something. Destroying entire cities in a rage. Lapras. Yeah, Lapras looks pretty much the same. Sucks that Lapras is almost extinct. Ditto! The little blob thing. Transform. Duplicate of the enemy. Eevee! Eevee looks a little different. From Element Stones. Vaporeon! Vaporeon looks pretty much the same. Bubble Jet. For mermaids. Jolteon. I know we use Jolteon. It accumulates negative ions in the atmosphere to blast over 10,000 volt lightning bolts. Interesting. Flareon. Temperature could soar to over 1,600 degrees. What? Fahrenheit? Celsius? Porygon. Porygon looks pretty much the same. Pokemon that consists entirely of programming code, capable of moving freely in cyberspace. Ammonite. Ammonite looks kinda similar. Almastar. Almastar looks a little different. Possible to catch prey. Kabuto. Kabuto looks very different. Again, I would say its later designs just become more like anime. This is like, quote unquote, realistic looking. Kabutops looks pretty much the same though. It drains the body fluids. Thanks for that. Aerodactyl. Goes for the enemy's throat with its serrated saw-like fangs. Cool. Snorlax. 1,000. I think Snorlax is the heaviest Pokemon so far. Articuno. We're close to the end. Articuno looks a little different. Doomed people who are lost in icy mountains. Zapdos. Clowns while dropping enormous lightning bolts. I think, yeah, all of them. Yeah, all of them look a little different. Your bird of fire. Every flap of its wings creates a dazzling flash of flames. Dratini. Dratini looks very worm-like in this one. Thing is, 5 feet 11 though. Mystical Pokemon that exudes a gentle aura. Change climate conditions. Sounds like cheating. Dragonite Dragon. Extremely rarely seen. Marine Pokemon. Its intelligence is said to match that of humans. Cool. And here we go. The legendary Pokemon. One of the, like the big one, you know. Mewtwo. Of horrific gene splicing and DNA engineering experiments. Cool. And then last but not least, Mew. Now Mew, yeah, you either have to cheat to get Mew or do some glitches to get Mew. I plan on actually showing off how to get Mew through the glitch, so that's gonna be like its own separate bonus episode. But yeah, there we go. We have finished the Pokédex. And I'm planning on showing off the Pokemon Crystal Pokédex soon as well. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this special episode. So yeah, I'll see you guys around.